White opens with, why does he sound like Moist Critical? And this must be an accurate comparison because it received 11 likes. Comparing the stars of this website to celebrities is very funny and a good move, but it leaves me with one request. Where can I find this video? Anyway, Black hits back with, hey guys, Moist here. Today we are my stepmother, let's go, with 6 or 7 O's. First up, who on earth is we? I don't know why I'm being dragged into this, but I can see Charlie saying this, making it another good move. A third-party spectator then bursts in with, he's pulling his out. Before this game can advance any further, White abandons the game to avoid corruption of his digital footprint alongside the other hooligans, and I have to say, very smart choice. Next, White kicks us off claiming that they have reported this for content on the goddamn hub. What? If White is down to report something on the hub for serving the platform's entire purpose, then they would have tracked down and slimed the black player from our previous game. No one is safe. Bro must be the Prime Minister of the UK or something, making blunders against a hub like this. In response, Black says, same, it's sick when people post on social media. And what would we do without these two absolute saviors? Honestly, just knight them already and call it a day. They can both take the W on this one. Sarcasm aside, this is a huge blunder because bro is not saving anyone. Next, sometimes whenever I eat M&Ms, I like to hold 2 M&Ms in between my fingers and squeeze as hard as I can until one M&M cracks. I eat the cracked one and the one that didn't crack becomes a champion. Then I grab another M&M and force it to compete with the champion in this deadly game of M&M gladiators. I do this until I run out of M&Ms, and when there is only one M&M left standing, I send a letter to M&M's brand with the champion in it with a note attached that reads, please use this M&M, is White's thrilling opening move known as the yapping gambit used to bore players into resigning. However, this is a failed attempt at such a high skill gambit as the yap was far too entertaining. I would honestly rather read that than watch whatever the video was, and you and I will both be doing this after such a miss. Next, White starts by saying, this reminds me of the time I ordered a double quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's, but they only gave me 1 slice of cheese instead of 2. I still have yet to emotionally recover from the slander and am deeply mentally scarred from this instance. And I can deeply emphasize with this because such a fire order does not deserve to be f***ed up like that. I hope the fellow gooners on this platform can also see this and acknowledge the great move. Fortunately, Black hits back with, I'm sorry, sad emoji, and those are the words of an upset man and an excellent move. Get these guys a trip to McDonald's together and a free quarter pounder each. Maybe they can have some fun together too, since they're both into that kind of stuff considering the platform. Gooners. 2 people isn't fun enough though. The third musketeer comes along and replies, man, sorry, and gets the official going. Just refrain from using the bathroom in whatever McDonald's they choose to visit. If you happen to have no other choice, make sure your belt buckle's tight. Next, White launches the next game by opening with, guys, how do you make a weakness splash potion in Minecraft Bedrock Edition? And my main question is, why would they come to the hub to ask such a question? Unless they're actually watching Minecraft videos on the hub and are wondering what white potions are. In that case, there's no other way to obtain the recipe than this website. Great move. Black sends the recipe with 1 fermented spider eye, 1 water bottle, 1 brewing stand, 1 blaze powder, 1 gunpowder, and 1 crafting table. Including the crafting table and the recipe is like adding a counter to the ingredients section of the cake recipe. It's self-explanatory. However, it's safe to assume the gooners on the hub aren't smart enough to do that without the unnecessary information, so I can see why Black chose to include it. Excellent move. Next, still wearing a nicotine patch while screwing, gotta love the commitment to quit, thumbs up emoji, no smoking emoji. And damn, you really have to respect this from White. This book move pays respect to the original poster, and rightfully so. Cracking the hubs with a nicotine patch is some next level commitment. Black hits back with dumbass n-word, that's a diabetic patch. And what are the odds that this player is not black? Likely very high. Black or not though, this brilliant move shuts down White's entire opening with a fork so menacing that it causes White to resign out of pure fear. Being corrected like that must be very humbling, although I can't say I've experienced it personally. Next, but the link said free V-Bucks, frowning face. What reveals that they did not opt into queue for this match of text chests and are likely now traumatized. Either that or they have now discovered what gooning is, and considering they have an account, I'm pretty sure it's the latter, making this a good move. Who doesn't want to discover gooning? Black responds to this with this N-word verified as a Minecraft pig, which is something I didn't even notice and an excellent move for pointing it out. The main concern is that they're verified on the hub though. What sort of content do they create? I'll have to take a look later just in case it's men. Anyways, White opens with, I've been feeling the same way, man. Like Walker Texas Nutter, great name by the way, said, find someone to talk to. The brain is a funny thing, and sometimes shit gets imbalanced up there. Don't let it cut your life short, it's not worth it, it never is. Okay, this is a rare text chest serious analysis, but what a trophy move from White here, because they are spitting straight facts. There's always someone out there who can speak with you, even if their name is, Walker Texas Nutter. Black, the gooner behind the Walker Nutter account, responds with, don't be afraid to seek professional help, man. I've been there, and asking for help was the hardest hardest damn thing I've ever done, but it saved my life. Good luck, smiling emoji. Giving the game a wholesome and happy ending with a brilliant move, which would also be the same as joining the Text Chest Discord. Not only can you talk to fellow gooners and find e-kittens, but you can also submit DMs for videos. Just use the link in the description. Next, White experiences a miracle and reports it to the hub comments with, I think I from a third testicle I didn't know I had, which is an excellent move. The third ball is something that only the most consistent, passionate gooners can achieve, and not even I have managed to access it. I've gotten close though. Somehow I think I've unlocked the fourth and fifth, but still not the third. You open the third testicle, now open the third eye emoji, is Black's spiritual answer, giving advice to the opponent rather than playing their move at all, which is bound to be a mistake. Never give advice to the enemy. White then hops on his ult and responds with the spiritual third ball, due to getting banned on their main account for watching too much of the hub in the UK. That place is a dictator for sure, and White has been done dirty with a definite dictation. Their alt account creation was smooth though and a great move. I must say, I do want to inspect this, so-called third ball. Next, what is your opinion on potatoes is the insightful start to our great game from White, which goes down as a book move. Personally, I think potatoes are incredible, and my favorite variation would be chips for sure. The user's name checks out. In response, Black hits back with S tier, the best food ingredient on the planet, and you really have to agree with them. Being a gooner, I'd assume their favorite variant is Pringles because those canisters can have some sinister use. Trust me, I know from experience. By the way, how do I get it out of it? It's still in there. Anyway, excellent move. An irrelevant spectator who thinks they matter then asks, good, and nobody gives a shit. The people are here to watch the Bonnie Blues of our planet get destroyed, not 1, 2, 3, 4 you know what's opinion on goddamn potatoes. I hope they get banned after playing such an irrelevant blunder. Next, White drops probably the first relevant comment of this video with, cool vid, keeping things precise and straight to the point, which is very much admired. No yap, no irrelevant potato talk, just pure love of the game. This is definitely a good move. Black understood the assignment and replies with, cool reply, and damn, this is one popular video. This game is a little hard to analyze, to be honest, because, well, what the f do you expect me to say to such short opening moves? Good move, Next, White plays the emotional gambit by explaining, guys, I'm leaving you. I must stop watching since I'm about to ask a girl out. I do wish you all well. I'll tell you how it goes. I really like this girl. It's official. The hub has lost one of its most dedicated members in Rayquaza Ring. His splurges will never be forgotten. On a real one though, I wish bro the best of luck, but this move has one fatal flaw. If they promise to return to the hub to tell the boys how it went, won't they have to enter a video again? This plan doesn't sound very convincing, making it an inaccuracy. Out of pure pride, Black replies with the simple phrase of manly tears. What the actual f does he mean by that? Last time I checked, manly tears were not actual tears, making this an outrageous move. Those white tears down his leg are not appropriate. 3 months later, another player checks the account and replies he hasn't logged in for 3 months. He did it, that son of a gun. And then one more replies with, he never came back. He did it, boys. He did it. The pride that White has evoked in this niche community on the hub is wholesome to watch, and I hope both he and his girlfriend are doing well. He may not be on the hub, but I would like to bet his dick hasn't been deprived. Next, yo, did anyone else see his bend at 21:30? Bro, ouch, with 4 H's. The first thing that came to mind to me was, where? Kicking things off with a book move, raising a very valid complaint about how the heck was he able to last such a long time. 21 minutes is insane. I'm jealous. I can barely last 21 seconds. Black pushes with, dude, that was crazy. IDK how it can even bend like that. Made an account for this because what the f. Going the extra mile to move the point in their username and one-upping White in the process with an excellent move, creating a devastating threat in Fool's Mate. Somehow, a verified user of the hub finds this threat and jumps in with, bro, how'd you make it this far? Skull emoji. And damn, I think the same as a verified hub, the user. I have officially made it in life, and it has to be a brilliant move as great minds think alike. You might see me there soon. To help me get to that milestone, you should give me all your money at textchest.store. Visit the store with the link in the description, or simply type textchest.store in any search engine. Like and subscribe while you're looking at all that, and enjoy the next game. Next, White starts off with, I just turned 18 and I'm interested in starting a 402k. Does that deduct money out of my income? Who knew the community on the hub was so wholesome? I feel inclined to make this a good move because of the joy it has given me. You have dudes announcing they're quitting, people glazing spuds, and Norman inquiring about pensions. Maybe the hub isn't the degenerate and sinister place that everyone thinks it is. Black goes out of their way to respond to this and puts, now is an excellent time to start retirement savings. You should max out on contributions while you can. Consider a Roth 401k. You'll pay the taxes on it now, but then you do not have to pay taxes on the gains it makes when you withdraw it, which will save you quite a bit of money in the long run, and then they resign the game and give White the elo. I'm sorry for boring you with that goofy lesson, but honestly, it's pretty good advice. Next, those moans faker than Santa, crying face emoji. White opens with the liar's gambit by lying, and this is a huge blunder because for one, you and I both know Santa is real, and for two, mentioning this man in a comment section of this nature should come with a serious punishment. White is going to be on the naughty list for sure, and leaves a lot of gaps in the defense for Black to exploit. Black hits back with Santa ain't fake, lil bro, penetrating a gap in the defense with a brilliant move and shutting down white's initial game plan. Black is defending what is true, and we have to salute him for that. For some reason, an older message comes after the last one, which reads, "Wiat, Santa's fake," and I'm going to assume Black's last message was in response to this. This just enhances their legend status, and Black definitely got a spot in the Tech Chess Hall of Fame. Next, white opens with, "Okay, he acted surprised when they all came at him." When you're in a room full of naked women, you have to know where that's going to lead. And I would say this is probably far too much detail, but considering it was in a comment section of the hub, it's probably more on the tame side. I feel picky though, and I haven't given out enough inaccuracies, so this can be one for the shitty grammar. Black decides to be less boring and replies with, "If I were in a room full of naked people, I wouldn't expect them all to run in the opposite direction from me," and it's sad to say that Black is not wrong. This excellent move states the truth and accepts that hub goomers do not get girls. You can trust me, I've seen the effects as a gooner and a clean man. Next, white gets himself going, the game going, with that dude breathing like Darth Vader when he being a great move because the comparison got a laugh out of me. My only question, however, is how has white heard Vader? I get that he got Padme pregnant, but I didn't know the deleted scene was still out there. Black pushes back with, "That's actually hilarious. Now that you mention it, that's all I can hear," adding no value to the conversation, and it shows that they're petty little one, which is probably adding themselves anyway. Glazing your opponent does nothing at all for you, and that's how you end up with an elo lower than 100. Blunder. Next, a notorious D1 Gooner is assigned the role of playing white, and they kick us off with saying, "I can't wait for November to end, and I have some wise words for you, buddy. Those who pray at the end of November end it way too soon. They have already made their fatal mistake and are destined to goon sooner rather than later. Mistake." Black then comments something so out of pocket, which is, "She looks just like Obama," which is horrible. Is she bald? Does she have gray hair? This move cannot be justified in any shape or form, and considering this player is on their video, they're essentially gooning the thought of Barack Obama. This disasterly blunder deserves a permanent ban from tech chess lobbies, no more, no less. I hope their ancestors are watching in shame. Actually, I really do not hope that their ancestors are watching. Next, our next game shows an image of the video the comment section takes place in, but don't get too excited, you degenerates, they are fully clothed. It shows them playing chess, and white has a lot to say about it. I cannot explain how awful this chess game is. 1. White's king is in check at the beginning of the game, even though he would have had to move out of check the turn before. 2. Black's king is in checkmate after white's queen to d5, they keep playing after the checkmate because. 3. The chessboard is completely different after the camera cut. I couldn't continue watching after these inconsistencies. 3 out of 10, wouldn't watch again. White plays a brilliant move to start a one-sided game, dropping so much critique that they might as well be Gotham chess. I don't know why they expect him to come onto the hub and find an elite game of chess, but to each their own, I suppose. That's exactly why I go in there, trust me, no other reason. Next, white opens with, "Imagine if you took his out just for his to have a little skateboard helmet too." And while to be honest, that would be pretty funny if it happened, stop stating your fantasies in the comment section, bro. At least you don't want any more mistakes. This throws away all aura in the first move and basically tells the opponent to show no mercy when attacking you. A huge example of a rookie mistake. Black replies with, "In my country, we have sweaters," which is actually a really good idea. I might have to add them to my next merch shop at techchess.store. Would be a sellout for sure. Jokes aside, this miss is too friendly considering how white started the game and gives them a chance of redemption. Unfortunately, white doesn't take it and tags out of the match, bringing in a new white player who says, "Bro, for real, helmet needs to be a thing, but I'm gonna hatch to shut that blunder down. Sweaters I support, but a helmet? Last time I checked, my wasn't working in the coal mines." Next, white's first move is Sigma Bloods. Watch TS instead of boy, data boy, diagonal laughing emoji, which really concerns me because there's no way bro is a day older than 11 after reading this inaccuracy. I don't know whether my guy accidentally clicked on the hub from his siblings' recent searches, but they belong in a much different place, YouTube Shorts. Black then plays, "Bro, just goon at this point," dying rose emoji, broken heart emoji, but look at this name. Someone just called a random kid they should not be on a website, and I hope they get reported because they admitted they're a kid. Even I wasn't stupid enough to call myself that back in the day. Insane blunder, it's comedically idiotic. Imagine actually watching porn when we got Tiss. Is white's clapback, which means good on the surface until you realize he's made this comment on the hub, meaning he has to have watched at least a second of porn to reach the comments. I'm into this gooning psychopath who has definitely made an inaccuracy in their plans. Black pushes shouting, "Now TS is tough, boy," and I'm gonna assume this is meant to be mocking white, advancing into a position to fight for checkmate. White responds with boy, laughing emoji, hand, rudo ah, laughing emoji, hand, trying to mirror their opponent, but in reality opening up and allowing checkmate to take place, forcing them to resign before it happened. Trying to fit in never works. Remember that, kids. Next, reported for before marriage is white's choice of opening, and there is no way 74 people chose to hit like on this. Either he has 74 alt accounts or he has a lot of cousins who also goon because bro is not going to make a difference with this inaccuracy. Black responds with, "Thank you, I received your report, I'm taking care of it." And holy shit, it's the Pope. Breaking news, Papa Frank is back from the dead to save commenters on the hub. It is a miracle. Hopefully this brilliant move starts the end of what is a cooked platform, and anyone watching this who goons, please stop and listen to my videos. For more goon material, watch the playlist on screen because there are a lot of other high elo chess matches you can watch.